So we meet again, Hedgehog. What do you got for me this time? Damn it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Jimmy, and today we'll be taking a look at Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, and Shattered Crystal for the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS. Hooray! I'm sure I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Sonic games are like the lottery. You know you're gonna regret playing it, you're not gonna hit the jackpot, it's just a waste of money. But yet every single time, there's something, just something that keeps us coming back. Maybe we think they can't possibly screw up this many times in a row. Maybe we're clinging to hope that the one diamond in the rough was a sign that more gems are waiting to be discovered. Maybe we all have underlying masochistic tendencies, or maybe you just think Sonic is really hot. Honestly, I'm sure all of these things are factors into why people keep buying these games, but nonetheless, Sonic Boom is here on the Wii U and the 3DS, and today I'll be diving headfirst into both. Neither of the Sonic Boom games are being developed by Sonic Team. Big Red Button Entertainment is the team behind Rise of Lyric on the Wii U, and Sanzaru Games is behind Shattered Crystal on 3DS. Big Red Button is actually made up of former employees of Naughty Dog, developers that have produced many quality titles over the years. So with that in mind, you'd think Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric would be pretty good, right? No, it's f***ing terrible. The game's story begins with Sonic and friends on the run from Dr. Eggman. While trying to evade him as well as Battle Sonic, who for some reason is taking his sweet ass time trying to attack the group, the team accidentally releases an evil robotic snake monster from his 1,000-year-long slumber. The monster, for some unknown reason, recognizes Sonic and Tails. He then traps the team in some glowy thing and escapes. Tails then frees everyone from this device and turns said device into a whip weapon for the team to use. How did he do this without the use of tools or other machinery? Science, of course. Maybe. The primary color crew later learns from fan character number 1 that the snake dude goes by the name of Lyric. And in order to imprison him again, they must collect the 7 magic crystal things. Sonic and company then set off on their quest that involves time travel, unnecessary interjections from the likes of Shadow and Eggman, and interactions with more characters that look like they came from an 11-year-old Sonic fan's DeviantArt gallery.
I'm so confused.
Damn right, Knuckles. And things only get worse from here. In order for these new character designs and cliché personalities to be drilled into your skull, it was decided that these characters would interact with each other more than just during cutscenes, but in the actual levels as well. The characters are constantly blurting out random thoughts that pass through their mind.
Wow! What a rush! This is all me. I got this. Perfect and graceful.
Acknowledging rings.
Rings are life, baby!
I need me some rings.
I never leave a ring behind. Can't get enough rings.
Parts of the level.
Bounce pad! Super boost ring! Lava!
Here's a bounce pad. Bounce pad.
Bouncy, bouncy! I'll bet these pillars will be useful. These pillars might be useful. Hey, check out those pillars.
And repeating other painfully obvious directives over and over again. And sometimes they'll reference something that we haven't even got to in the game yet. For example, Sonic references Lyric's name before the game even tells it to us.
Send my greetings to Lyric.
And Amy randomly started referencing a character named Percy at one point. Can you all tell me who that is? Because the game sure didn't, that's for sure. Now, as for the actual gameplay, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric has no idea what the hell it wants to be. Is it an action game? Is it a platformer? A beat 'em up? A puzzle game? It's like the dev team couldn't come up with a concept, so they just pulled a handful of genres out of a hat and went to town. There's no focus at all, causing everything it tries to do to fall right through the floor. Which, now that I think about it, the game's plethora of glitches are more metaphorical than I thought. I don't even know where to begin with this, but the game is incredibly combat-centric, so I guess I'll start with that. The campaign revolves around the use of 4 characters: Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. Each character has an array of attacks designed around their designs. For example, Knuckles is a straight-up brawler, whereas Amy uses her hammer almost exclusively. The enemies range from robots, to more robots, this time with swords, to gold robots, to balls, and then flying balls. Great. All of them are copied and pasted throughout every area in the game, and they couldn't be more boring to fight. They take forever to kill, and they don't even try to make it interesting. You just mash the X and Y button over and over again. If defeating all the enemies in the room is not a requirement to advance, just walk right past them. Trust me, you won't miss anything. Next we have the speed sections. These incredibly dull portions of the game are reminiscent of endless runners like Temple Run. While previous Sonic games have given you this sense of speed through momentum-based platforming and things of the sort, Sonic Boom decides to throw you on linear paths with several automated segments that require nothing from the player at all. It's not fun at all, and it's a real shame because if the game focused on this instead and fleshed it out some more, maybe we'd have a borderline passable game on our hands. The puzzle elements require constant rotating of characters to pass through obstacles or unlock parts of the level, and that too is flat out boring. These aren't things I want to be doing in a Sonic game. Oh, and before I go on, the boat section. It's the most uncomfortable, poorly designed thing in the entire game. It's ridiculous. Whoever thought firing missiles with a control stick in a 3D space was a good idea needs to severely reevaluate their thought process. It's so frustrating, and they make you do it twice. Twice! Okay, graphics, presentation, yeah, they're all so terrible. Everyone said it, and with good reason. It looks like it belongs on the PS2. The game is full of jagged, pixely textures and graphics with a poor frame rate to boot. And unlike other Sonic games that were complete and utter catastrophes, the soundtrack isn't even good. Every song sounds generic and uninspired. And it doesn't help that the characters are spewing nonsense 24/7, drowning out any chance of you hearing the music at all. There is literally no redeeming quality here. Whenever I play a really terrible game, there's usually at least one aspect done pretty well, but no. Not with Sonic Boom. It is absolutely mind-blowing to me that they let such a terrible game be released under the Sonic the Hedgehog brand again. As I was playing the game, I had a lot of people telling me that the 3DS version is much better. Now, I assume the comparison between these two is like comparing getting run over by a bus versus having your fingers cut off. Both are unpleasant experiences, but one is clearly worse than the other. Sonic Boom Shattered Hopes and Dreams seems to take inspiration from the Sonic Rush titles. It's a 2D platformer with occasional speed sections, and honestly, I was starting to think people were right. Maybe it's not entirely terrible. Sure, the graphics and music are still bad, and the character interaction was cringy, and sometimes weirdly sadistic, which was not what I was expecting. But hey, maybe I'll be able to say it's actually a pretty average game. But then, I finished the first world of the game, and my progress was immediately halted. In order to progress in the game, you have to forget about going fast at all. You heard me. Don't go fast in a Sonic the Hedgehog game. The game will essentially punish you and force you to backtrack through the level, collecting objects in order to get emblems to unlock new levels and areas. It was then that I realized that, no, everybody was wrong. Sonic Boom on 3DS is not better than the Wii U version. They are both equally terrible. Sonic Boom on 3DS is just terrible in its own way. And I guess that's kind of impressive, honestly. I didn't think they could do it. Now, I see people all the time saying, why does everyone think Sonic has to go fast all the time? Gee, I don't know. Maybe because it's literally the only defining characteristic that he has. Deny it however much you want to, but Sonic has little to no defining traits other than his speed. And when you take away his speed, he's nothing more than a little blue smartass. It is literally the only thing that keeps his games from feeling like more than generic platforming garbage. So many games before this have gotten it right, you'd think they'd try and emulate that and give the player that sense of speed again. It's only the theme of the entire franchise, but I guess that's not important. And the Sonic fanbase is proving themselves once again, because a whole bunch of them are trying to defend these two pieces of crap. And Sega continues to shock me with how much they just don't get it. They had such a good thing going with Colors and Generations, but they clearly didn't realize it, and they continue to drop the ball. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it. That way you'll be able to keep up with my future uploads, and it'll put a smile on my face too. If you're interested, I've done a review of the infinitely better and criminally underappreciated Sonic Advance trilogy. And if you like platformer games, check out my list of the top 10 platformer games. Maybe a certain hedgehog made the list. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and all my other social media things too. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. I guess I'm just done with video games forever now. Never mind.